The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. It's Merry Christmas time at TFNN, and we have a little present for everybody. Here it is, boys and girls. If you like numbers, and we like numbers here at TFNN, you're looking at a cluster that will not muster. Here we have Apple. Let's take a look at this, folks. This goes back about 3 weeks. We made a low down there at 112. We're now trading at 132.30 and change. We have a 1.618 expansion of the move between the 17th and yesterday. We are coming in right there. You'll see at 132.70, I believe. We're trading at 132.20 right now. You have a ABCD pattern that is absolutely El Perfecto in every single way, coming in at 132.79, and that's what we call, folks, geometry with harmony. I haven't been drinking any eggnog, folks. This one just looks too good, so be very careful. Remember that trades that fail sometimes can be your biggest winners. So Apple is really, it's making new highs, and it's doing it in just perfect harmony. So we'll see what's going on. Anyway, let's get on to the things that really matter here. We'll be talking a little bit about the copper market because we had a sale in copper last night, folks, that worked quite well. The problem was the delivery system that I've been using has not been working well. So TFNN is going to be changing it for me, and we'll be able to get the trades out a little faster. We had sold it at $3.56 a pound, and it broke down to $3.52. I don't know where it is now, and but that's what happened, and we'll try to get that fixed the best we can. Now we've got a question here from one of our listeners. It's about the XLE, which is the ETF sector. Let's get this up here, and we'll see where we are. And he is rather bullish on this, which I can certainly see. But you'll notice here that if you're going to buy the XLE sector, the easiest place to buy it is at the 382. The problem that you have with that is twofold. One is you've got the gap from yesterday. That's a pretty big gap down from 40 to 38. And so there's some pretty substantial selling in there. The 382 comes in at around 36.31. I would be a buyer if you wanted to buy it, the 382, because that's if it doesn't hold there, you're out about $2. You'd have to put your stop at 35. So 30. Let me see. Put 34.55. You have to put your stop at 33.31. That would give you a $3. You're risking. That's about a 10% risk on the price of the stock, which I think would be your maximum that you would have to take on this. I don't like this because of the gap down. I'd have to wait for the 382 to see if it's going to hit it. But that's just my opinion, and believe me, opinions are like armpits. Everybody has one, and it usually smells. But let's take a look here on the longer-term basis here for a second. This happens to be the same thing, the XLE, the ETF, for the energy section, and you'll see it on the weekly chart. This is still in a downtrend, and, we only made a 382 retracement this whole year. We only got up to 46. And, we just made a 78% retracement last month. So you can see the gap down that we've had here. So I'm not too interested in being on the long side of this stock. Now, I would like for you to look at the left side, way on the left side where you see the little triangle there at the 382, folks. That is Christmas time. That when you get that one, you got everything you could ask for. You got a perfect AB. This is a weekly too. You got a perfect ABCD. Okay, you've got a perfect 382 retracement, and boy, you don't have to risk much there because when you're looking at those are the ones that are really, really exciting to look at. Unfortunately, you don't get them all the time, so you've got to look at a whole lot of different things in order to see if they're going to work. By the way, if you want to call in today, 877-927-6648. There is one line up. There was one line open, and now it's, well, keep trying, folks. Keep trying. You'll be able to get in. All right, let's take a look at something else that's very important from a technical standpoint, and that is the price of platinum. Let's take a look here, because this is, we all have to go through this, so I'm going to try to tell you the best indication that I have. You'll notice here, yesterday we had strong support there at 990, and you notice the low was 922. Now, you see that big drop there that you can see it just straight down. Well, you'd say, oh, gee, that looks like bad data. Well, boys and girls, first thing I do when I see something like that is to check to see if it was bad data. And here is the story. We'll get this right up here. It doesn't look like it's bad data. And the reason why is the fact that, hold on, I think I'm having a little problem here with the echo. There you go. Let's get this echo out of the way. Okay. You can see we went all the way down to 925. Well, it's 922. And then we went right back up. It was so fast. This is a 1-minute chart. So there must have been a huge vacuum here, okay? Or nothing really happened and they're going to correct the data. I don't know what the answer is. They'll do that in the next day or so. They'll look at time and sales. But right now it looks like there was no orders down there. So there was one bid down there and probably one offer that triggered the price. And then we snapped back up. So that happens. Why? I don't know. And it'll happen in thin markets. It usually won't happen in big markets, but it can also do that even in, if there's a news item or something. So you have to be careful when you see those spikes out there, because it's very, very important. If you got a stop, see, if you got your stop in there, you're going to get filled way up at the top. You're not going to fill down there at 922 because there's bids down there somewhere. So that's the whole key to remembering, how to follow these darn things. So please be careful of watching what's going on with these things, okay? That's the main thing that I think we've got to pay attention to, because, these markets are all electronic now. It's not like a pit where you're looking at somebody's eyes. You're looking at someone's monitor when you're doing this, and so you've got to be careful. Well, the old days of the pit, you could see if there was bids and offers in that area, but with the computers the way they are, they say they're in there, but they're phantom. Boy, they could disappear, in a flat-out heartbeat. So let's remind ourselves that this is an electronic game now. It's not the days of the Merc, that pretty much ended in 1997, 1998. And we've been pretty much electronic ever since, and getting more and more so as we go through it. We have to take a quick look at Bitcoin here, but we'll do that when we come in here after the break. And then we will keep talking about that. Even though we haven't traded it yet, we're still watching it, because pretty soon they're going to have some other vehicles for this to look at. So we need to watch it. But it certainly proved to a lot of people that it was not a tulip bulb in any stretch of the imagination.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Do you have broken or unwanted jewelry, diamonds, watches, coins, silverware, and other collectibles that you would like to turn into cash? Tiger Precious Metals and Stones will pay fair market value. We make it easy to turn your precious metals that are sitting around in your house into cash. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 and he will walk you through our safe and secure process. Andy has been in the business buying and selling precious metals for over 15 years. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I believe we have Steve from Texas on the line. Steve, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am, Larry. How are you doing?
Very good. Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
and your
Christmas
family.
to you. I just want to congratulate you on the program that you have. You stress so much about limiting losses, and that is so important because most people, like you've said over and over again, are thinking the wrong way on that, and you bring that to the front on all your presentations and your talking points. It's really good, and
well, thanks.
There's so many of us that appreciate it. And we also appreciate that you bring other voices in with other people who are really good with a lot of things that help give balance to what we're all trying to look at and make a decision on. And one thing yesterday, I got on late, and I only got to hear Bill Meridian a little bit. I didn't get to hear what he said about crude oil. Did he have a discussion on crude oil?
Yes, he thought it was topping, and we would probably not get any higher than $51 a barrel. I put my chart up here this morning here when you called in. We were looking for a top. You can take a look at it, but we had a really nice 3-drive to a top pattern there at $49.50. We've broken $2.50 a barrel so far, so that tells us that number is a good number. But that only might last for 10 minutes or less because the market's pretty crazy. We could easily make that $51 a barrel, but if we do by any chance get below $45 a barrel, that tells us that market has made a significant top because it is a perfect 3-drive to a top pattern, much like we're looking at in Apple today. It's the same type of pattern we're watching in Apple. But these don't work all the time. Like you said about the risk, that's the main thing. If you just keep your risk small, you're eventually going to make it. You're eventually going to catch some really good things. And patterns are only probabilities; they're not perfection. That's for sure.
Absolutely. What I was thinking is maybe crude making a retracement to like the 41 area or so, because that 40, 42 area was kind of a big top for a long while, and then it broke down to 33, and then you had that
Absolutely.
big run up, but it would seem like it would come back and try to test, or at least test those areas again. Do you see that as a...
Yes, very much so, Steve, because you'd be down 20%, which is usually normal correction in the bull market. And 41 was the old 61% retracement level on the longer term chart. And so what you're looking at is a situation where you'd have to use your go down to about a 4-hour chart to enter the market as we get closer to there, because the one thing you don't want to do is if it's straight down, and virtually no rally, then be really careful of that one. That means there's major problems. You'd like to see that happen over about a 3-week to 6-week period to get back to that level of $41 a barrel, but it's certainly possible. But right now, the odds favor more of a correction, but that's just the way I see it. And like I say, everybody has an opinion.
Yeah, Larry, that is so true. Was Bill optimistic? Yeah, I'm sorry I missed his talk, but was he more optimistic about the commodity markets or not on the longer term?
We didn't mention it on the show because he wanted to focus on stocks and gold and Treasury bonds. He's bearish Treasury bonds. He's bullish the gold. And he had one other one. And the stocks he thinks will rally into January because of the strong seasonal that's there. But he said at any time you could get a correction from this level. So you could go either way. On that. He gave a couple specific dates, of course, yesterday being one of them, because of the winter solstice is so very, very important. And it goes back thousands of years, on clay tablets. They found stuff with markets and related to the solstices and the lunar things. And that was in Andrew Lowe's book, The New Evolution of Technical Analysis, where he spent the first 50 pages talking about the early technicians were all astrologers. But when you're looking at astrology, you're looking at nothing more than dates. That's really all you're looking at. And all I try to do is match the dates with the patterns. I'm not very good with the astrology because I'm a little scared of it. Back to the old religious Catholic background. But I bring some people there that are really smart. Bill and Norm Winsky, Alfie Lavoie. We're going to have Alfie on more often, and we also have Shane Smolian on there and Tim Bost. I mean, some of these guys they're really good with their timing. I mean, you gotta give it credit, because if it can limit your risk, it gives you a really good shot, and that's what we're looking for, is to narrow the odds down, and that's the way I see it.
Well, Larry, that's exactly it, and the people you mentioned it is extremely interesting to listen to their take on things and their input, because they come from kind of the same background, but they have little variances in there and differences, which kind of give you something else to think about, and it's great to have that, because it puts some thoughts in your mind that you hadn't thought about before, and you kind of watch and see. Now, some work, some don't, but that's the way it all goes. But I'm glad that you have not only your own opinions and thoughts and things that you're looking at, but you bring other people in, and I think that's a wise thing to do, to get some other input from people. It's really good, Larry.
Yeah, well, thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you calling in, too. That's really good. Just remember, in the words of Harry Callahan, a man has to know his limitations. And that's
Amen.
what I try. That's what I have to look at, is that I'm not the smartest, sharpest knife in the drawer, but I'm not going to catch that knife on the way down. And that's why I use stops, and I get whacked once in a while, more often than I'd like to sometimes. But I know I'll still be in the game, because these patterns do predict, and they are probabilistic, so we're able to do it. So Merry Christmas to you, and stay tuned for the.
Merry Christmas to you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, stay tuned for the next segment, because I've got a recipe that everybody will love. You're going to like it. It's how to make turkey so that it's not dry and like it usually is. My grandmother's going to be mad at me today, but I'm going to share it with you folks. So don't start a restaurant over this, because it's only good for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
That'll be wonderful. And Merry Christmas to you and your
Merry Christmas. Yeah, I love Austin down there. Great place. So take it easy, my friend. You bet. Okay, I think we've got another break coming up here pretty soon, but we want to. I want to show you one of the problems that I've been experiencing here, and this was the sale on copper that we had here. This didn't get out in time because of the way that I sent it out, and I'm going to get this fixed today through the auspices of TFNN. We had a sale up there at that 358 level, and it went all the way down to 351. The problem is the thing. It didn't reach the folks until it was trading at about 355, and that was, giving up too much. So we can't really count that as a trade. So we're going to get this fixed today. 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento watches the markets 24/7, and now is a great time to try out his daily trading service, Fibonacci 24/7. Larry publishes videos and charts for subscribers throughout the week when warranted, and every weekend he puts out a thorough report covering worldwide markets, futures, commodities, and currencies with Fibonacci retracement levels, possible trading setups and zones, and stops and targets for all recommendations included. Larry applies the principles he's developed over decades of trading while analyzing a variety of markets for subscribers. To see for yourself the types of videos, charts, and analysis that Larry provides for his subscribers, sign up for Fibonacci 24/7 today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. You'll also gain instant access to Larry's archived subscriber webinar from earlier this year. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today. If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and I posted a chart for natural gas. Someone had a question about it. This has been very bullish since 238. We're now at 277. We've only had a couple of really quiet down days last week, and now it's breaking out above that trend line. I'll discuss that valid trend line in just a little bit, but this looks like it's got at least $3 per cubic feet here. on the table, because that's a 61% retracement of the move down. But if we do get a sharp break here, look to be a buyer here. I think this has got a lot of things, and it's due for a correction because, we had a couple of quiet days last week, but we've been very strong since 238, and now you can see where we are right now. So let's keep that in mind, folks. Those of you that don't like turkey because it's dry, let me give you a quick little recipe here from Grandma Pesavento that's been in the family forever, never to be shared again, but she said that once she had passed away, you could share it. Actually, she shared everything. Anyway, what you do is you take your turkey and you take a little knife and some butter, and you put about 20 cuts over the turkey, and each time you make a cut, you put in a little bit of garlic, a little clove of garlic along with some butter, and you put that in, and then you make a little bit of a little basting thing with rosemary, oregano, and sage, and then put some more butter into that, and all mix it up. That'll be your basting. You put it in for the 2 hours and 75 minutes, or 2 hours and 45 minutes, or 3 hours, however long it takes to baste the turkey, every 20 or 30 minutes. And when the turkey comes out, you slice it up, your white meat, you put it into a casserole dish. The white meat goes on the left, the dark meat goes on the right, and then this is the important part. This is the secret part. You take a piece of cheesecloth and you drain everything that's in the pan that was in to cook the turkey, all the juices, and drain it through the cheesecloth, so all you come out with is a broth of drippings from the turkey. And then you take that and you put that over the casserole with the white meat on the left, dark meat on the right, and if you want to change it, you could put the dark meat on the left, the white meat on the right, and then you put that broth over the turkey, and then you bake that for 30 minutes before you serve it. Bake it for about 30 minutes at 375, and boy, when that thing comes out, you've got the juiciest turkey that tastes so delicious. And the best part of it is the leftovers. Oh my gosh, when you warm that up, it's just like it were brand new again. So that's the end of the service for the Italian restaurant, but that's it. That Italian restaurant still serves that in Terre Haute, Indiana, Casa de Pesavento. If you ever get over there, stop in and say hello, but don't mention my name because you won't get a free meal. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Bitcoin. We need to chat about it for two reasons. One, it's going to be here's the Bitcoin chart. It's going to get really wild here in Bitcoin, folks. It's really amazing here because we cleared the old highs there at 19,000. You can see when we broke out there, that's definitely a breakout. Now, to come back to that level, no problem at all. It could get down to 20,000 without any trouble at all. We can go from 24,000, whatever it was, all the way down there. By the way, folks, we had our guest on, Mr. Tim Boss, Financial Cycles Weekly. If you'll remember, we had Tim on about a week and a half ago, and he had a price objective of 23,893, and it made 24,200, I believe. So he was off by about 0.001%. So I don't think we'll be having Tim back on again until he gets his numbers a little bit better. We will like perfection here at TFNN, and we don't want to have to mess with about 400 points in a thing that's trading at 24,000. Boy, that's a heck of a prediction. And that was based on some astrology stuff. If you remember, that was the 8th harmonic that he was looking at. Anyway, let's see what's going on here. I got a post here about something else. We've got someone from Kansas. Robert, are you there?
Yes. Merry Christmas, Larry.
Merry Christmas to you, my friend. What can I do for you?
Hey, I was calling about XLE. I was the one that sent you the email question about that.
Sure.
And I know you showed it this morning, but I'm actually think that XLE, based on my work, is topped out, and so I'm bearish. But my question is how high should I let it bounce before taking a short position?
Are you short yet?
No.
Okay, well then I would like to see a 382 retracement of that last move we had from about 44, I believe, down to 38. Look for a 382 retracement in that, and that's where I would sell it at. I'm certainly not bullish on it. It doesn't look bullish on any chart that I look at. So that's it. We've got a gap there at, I think, at 39. That would probably be, I'd say 39.5 would be probably the best place to look at it and put your stop above that recent high.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And then I had one other question, if you have a moment.
No, sir. No, sir. Hold it. You only get one question when you call in at TFNN. Otherwise, it's a cost involved with it, which you can send me directly after the show. Go ahead,
I can
Robert.
do that, or I can hang up and call back.
Hey, very good. Now, this is good. This is good. Go ahead. Hey, you know what? You're the first one that's ever cracked a joke on this show. Good for you. Go ahead, Robert. You can have as many questions as you want today. It's Christmas Eve almost. Go ahead.
Well, I'll respect your viewers and limit it to two. So copper, I agree on my charting work. It looks like it's topping out to me, but I don't trade the futures. I was going to throw out to you and the other dinners. What would they short, rather than if you're somebody that doesn't short the futures, would they short SCCO, Southern Copper Corporation, or Freeport-McMoRan to take a bid on the copper?
Yeah, that's two levels past my pay grade, my friend. Basil Chapman or Steve Rhodes or Tom O'Brien would be able to answer that, because I really don't follow that. But you're probably right. I don't think there's an ETF for the copper market, but, again, there could be, because there's so many things out there. But if I had to pick one, I would take Freeport-McMoRan, because I've been given some advice over the years that worked out really well for the folks, but that's the one I would pick. And I think that's the larger of the hey, here again, I'm guessing. I shouldn't guess. So I would say it's Freeport-McMoRan. Someone's posting a PPLT. I don't know what that means, Terry. Tom O'Brien saying you're out of your mind if you short either one of those. If I've ever platinum, that's platinum. He's saying you're out of your mind if you've ever wanted a short indication. Be very, very careful here, because the boss is saying don't do it. Hey, be very careful no matter what you're doing. But let me give you one more tiny bit of advice at Christmas time, okay?
All right.
Robert, this is your trade, okay? And if you want to sell it at 39.5 or 26.5 or 150.5, it's up to you. So go ahead and do it, and it's your responsibility. And if you make money on it, fine. If you lose money, that's okay too, but it's your trade. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to anybody else. Make your own responsibility for this. These patterns work sometimes they don't. But that's the way it's looking at it. So I'm saying it. I believe we've reached a major top in copper. I really believe that.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and Merry Christmas again.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Thanks for calling in, by the way. We'll be right back, folks. 877-927-6648.
Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. The printing presses are working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The U.S. deficit has risen 200% in 1 year with no end in sight. The markets are looking for an additional stimulus bill to get us through this once-in-a-generation pandemic. There is no free lunch, folks. The more stimulus dollars put into the marketplace, the less your dollar is worth each and every day. This is the time to protect yourself with a portion of your portfolio in the metal market. The Gold Report comes out each Monday morning. I bisect and dissect the dollar, silver, gold, the XAU, and the HUI. The Gold Report is a long-term hedge against the dilution of your buying power. The U.S. has put more than $6 trillion into the marketplace in the last 6 months, with more expected in the next few months. The market did and does need the stimulus, but it will have long-term implications on our buying power. The Gold Report comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Go to TFNN.com and order the Gold Report now. Protect your buying power. Order the Gold Report now.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large-cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. Are you looking to buy or sell gold, silver, platinum, coins, or bullion? We can help. At Tiger Precious Metals and Stones, we specialize in the buying and selling of gold, silver, as well as collectible U.S. and foreign coins. We not only buy your unwanted or broken jewelry, but you can trade that in for gold and silver coins too. Call Andy now at 727-329-8245 for a quote over the phone and to lock in the current market price. Call us now at 727-329-8245.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The Bull Bear Trading Hour with Tom and Tommy O'Brien. Next.
Okay, folks, by the way, I'm going to be taking a couple of days off here. Well, we have some things that we have to do for the gospel mission, and it's going to take a little bit of time on Tuesday, Wednesday. I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, especially Merry Christmas. There's a few other holidays out there that I'm not aware of that come around the same time that are related to Middle East. But let's remember to be really good to some folks out there that are having a lot of trouble this year, because it's been a tough year for many, many people. And, you really got to try to do that. The reason why I made that story about the turkeys is we tried that at the Gospel Mission way back in '99, I believe, when Mark and I were cooking turkeys for the place. We get there like 4 a.m. to start cooking and serving people. We had to serve about 300 people, so I think we had 13 or 14 turkeys that we have to make. We ended up with about 500 people, and it turned out to be really good. But that turkey recipe is dynamite. Anyway, the copper market, I posted the long-term weekly. Folks, it's due for correction. Should be some good support at 330. I don't know if it's a top or not in copper, but it does follow the stock market quite a bit. Anything above 367, you'd have to be pretty bullish to copper, I think. But we backed off, from that level, and whether that means anything or not, it gets back down to the amount of control that you use when you're taking the risk when you're watching these trades. So those are just a few of the things, that we're paying attention to here this morning. All right, now let's make a little quick list here of one other thing that we need to talk about, and that is the gold market. People are asking me, am I really bullish to gold? Yes, I am bullish to gold, but I haven't gotten the price that I want. I want the price to get under 1,800 one more time. I don't know whether it's going to do it or not. We'll be able to take a look here. Feliz Navidad. You've been eating at Guadalupe too much. Guadalajara, a restaurant here in Tucson that Marshall and I go to. Look at this gold silver ETFs for the gold silver miners. Look at it. It's been in a downtrend since August, when we topped at 20,000 or 2,060, and look, we're still coming down. And even with this last big jump that we had, which equaled the jump that we had right after the top was made, so that tells me that we're not done yet. And when you have a $12,000 move in silver in one day and it doesn't continue to the upside, that's not a good sign, especially when open interest didn't increase. So I think we still got a chance for lower prices, and that's what I'm basically waiting for. That's how I see it. I don't know what to say other than that. Hey, when you see a swing like you had in platinum yesterday, where it's $100, something's not right, and it's the Christmas thing is going on. So we'll see if that's going to be any help or not. I really don't know, but you know what? Nobody else does either. Now, I want to cover a idea about. Hold on one second. I get this up here to take a look at it here. This was one of the things that I made a lot of money in back in the 60s and stuff, and it's the valid trend line concept. It's the most important thing that James Hurst ever did in his book, The Profit Magic of Stock Transaction Timing. All it means is that when a trend line is hit, it should be at the edges of the Fibonacci ratio. So if you'll notice the top up there, when it was coming down at the 78% retracement, how it made a valid trend line there. You notice that it took out the high by just a penny or two. That's not a valid break. You've got to get it beyond that a little bit. And then on the downside, you see how it took it out by about a penny or two. Those are valid trend lines. And the market should be bullish as long as you're above that trend line, and bearish if you're below that trend line. Look where we are in the wheat market right now with all this bullish news that's out there. Wheat has not yet been able to break through, the 618 a bushel level. And if we get above that, then I think we'll continue to go higher. The grains still look bullish, but we're in a time frame now where seasonally they have a rough time, mainly because of the holiday season. But remember, when you're doing valid trend lines, they should be match up with 61% retracement, 78% retracements on the downside, and then on the upside, the expansion numbers. In other words, they should hit the numbers of 1.27 and 1.618, and that's what we were looking at when we were looking at Mr. Apple today. This is the type of thing that you want to be looking at. You were looking at multiple numbers coming in. Now, remember, you have to bid. We just hit 132.79. Just a minute. Let's see if Santa's still in the house. Santa's in the house. So let's see if it works or not, and we'll go from there. Make sure that you put your stop at 132.80. Now, Santa shouldn't joke about that. The stop is 134.79. So let's just keep that order in, working to see if it does. Remember, these things, sometimes they make money, sometimes they lose money, but they're always a lot of fun if you use a stop. If you don't use a stop, you're telling Mr. Market, I know more than you do. And that is never the case, because Mr. Market does not like to be fooled with. That's a major thing. Let me double check these markets here since we're hitting some of these numbers. The S&P's not come down quite a bit from where we're looking at it. So let's see what we have here with the Apple and see what we're doing, so I can figure out, maybe I can make up some story on Apple to see what's going on here. No, what do you mean 32.79? It's trading at 31.10. Why are you stroking me? The high's only been 32.50. I wondered why. Well, we'll see here. Why do you do something like that? You're not supposed to lie. Duffy, what you doing to me, boy? I never see no 132.79. I'm showing 132.50, but I'm about 4 hours later. Wow, what's wrong with my prices? Oh, I know what's wrong with my prices. My prices are, wow, that's really wrong. Well, you know what? I'm using delayed prices. Shut the front door. Okay, 132.87. Remember, the stop is 134. 134.7. Now, if this thing breaks $2, if Apple should happen to break $2, they come out and say that the iPhone will increase your eyesight by 2020 to 2200, then it will probably be 32.97 is the high now. We're getting killed around 20 cents. Oh, shut the front door and raise the rent. Anyway, just keep the stop working at 134.97. Folks, this is about as perfect as pattern as you're going to get. That's it. Hey, look. If you can buy something that's doing that on the downside, you can sell something that's doing that on the upside. That's the bottom line. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying here. So what do you have as the low this morning in the copper? Would someone be so kind as to tell me that? Should that be about 130.30? Is that it? If that's the case, well, we'll see what happens here. It's a pattern. That's all I can tell you. Yeah. I don't watch the screen all day, Bob. Believe me, you believe it or not, folks, the most I watch the screen is when I'm doing this show, because when I'm done here, I take about an hour break. I've got my alerts on to tell me that alerts are going to be getting hit. Then, I just saw the profit objective and the copper just got hit at 51, and that's all I'm looking at. I don't watch the machine. That's the worst thing you can do is watch the machine. It's not good for your eyes, and especially if you have a black background. And the only way you can, I'll tell you how to break that.
Back in the day, I joined Hotel California in 2006, and like many of you, was drawn in by, as well as...
Whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows.
You see, I believe that everything in life happens for us, not to us. And Tom ignited the fire within me to want to learn how to master the markets. So how did I go from knowing nothing about technical analysis to becoming the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 in 2018 and the #2 market timer in 2019? Simply put, I hired coaches with a proven track record, which led me to a whole new set of tools that I created to interpret the message of buyers and sellers. I would love the opportunity to teach you this award-winning set of tools and help you improve your market timing. You can test drive my newsletter service, Mastering Probabilities, for the next 30 days with no risk to you. Plus, you'll gain access to archive workshops that will take you step-by-step through my system. Sign up today by going to the homepage of TFNN.com and selecting Mastering Probability in the newsletter tab.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
With markets trading with extreme volatility and peaks and troughs everywhere, regardless of what you're looking at in the markets, this is a great time to see the type of analysis Basil Chapman delivers for his subscribers every market day with the Opening Call newsletter. Basil has been analyzing markets, providing his take for subscribers to his trading services since 1984. Every morning, Basil publishes an update for his subscribers, along with weekend and evening updates when warranted. The Opening Call provides traders a daily market overview with regard to the direction of the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, along with specific recommendations, including stops and targets. You also gain instant access to Basil's subscriber webinar archive from earlier this year, a dark cloud cover, and essential market analysis. Ride the Chapman wave today by signing up for the Opening Call newsletter on the front page of TFNN.com under the newsletter tab. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, we're back, folks, and someone was talking about watching the monitor. Let me give you a little sage advice from the old cowboy. One of the worst things you can do in trading is to watch that monitor all day long. Boy, it's just like looking at a psychological reflection of all the things that are going on in your life that'll screw up your trading. So put your order in, let the market do what it's going to do, and don't look at it. It's really important. The only way you're going to do that is to break your habit by using baby steps. Practice getting away from the market and watch it for 15 minutes and then take 5 minutes away and then come back and look. And do that for a period of a couple weeks. Add 5 minutes every day. So you're going to take 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. When you get to 30 minutes, you can look at the market every 30 minutes. That's fine to do that. But in fact, if you don't, then what I would be doing is looking at what's going to happen that's the margin department calling me about the Apple short. Tell them I've got my stop in at 134.79. I'm not in that trade, folks, because I don't trade stocks. I'm showing it to you as a potential of doing it. So let's keep our eye on the ball here. See, I wish I could turn this thing off, but it's one of those things that I never use that phone, but it's the one that rings and I can't help it. So it's over now. 3 rings, it means it's a whatever. Don't practice not looking at the chart, folks. Take 5 minutes away, 10 minutes away, 15 minutes away until you get to 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, check. They don't really care where your order is. And they're not looking for your stops. I mean, there's millions of traders out there now. I mean, look at the volatility that we're having. These stops are in there, and it's great. So, make sure that you're keeping that, as a thing to remember. You've got to stop watching the monitor. It's not good. I mean, when I do that all-day thing, that's the longest I'm ever in there, but we're doing a lot of teaching and stuff along with the trading, so that, we're not watching the one thing that we're watching. If you can't get away from the monitor, if you can't break it, then do this. If you're in the Apple trade, go look at something else. Go look at natural gas, or go look at IBM, or go look at Google or Tesla, anything to get your mind off the Apple. Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you next week.